All right, we are getting on the original Elkhart Lake Street circuit. We can't go by the start-finish line, but as we make this curve, as we come onto the straight, this is the circuit. And we'll be looking for County Road A. And there may be a sign, there may not. We've never done this before, actually. Straight. Let me see, how is this thing? Is this, no, this is it, yeah, down A, yeah, so make it right. Alright, so this will be the first turn. There is a sign noting this is Whacker's Wind. And County Road A will make a right up ahead. It's a rather bumpy surface, you're going to want to set your car up very soft for this. But we're not pulling the trailer, so we can get away with it a little bit. Should be just past QQO Glacial 9-hole golf course. And the way I'm having to do this is on my phone. I'm watching Google Maps and then I'm switching over to a broadcast. Oh, we just passed an 80s Mercedes. Old Bobby Ewing's Mercedes was for sale back there. And there's the turn for, we'll make this turn for County Road A up ahead. Kettle Morraine Scenic Drive is how it's labeled. Gotta admit, that's a sharper hill than I anticipated seeing. I saw that S-curve bend, I was like, oh my god, we're on the wrong road. Wavy. Beat us to death while we're doing it. Pretty long straight. The road's going to end at a stop sign. We will make a right onto County Road P, as in Peter. Schoolhouse Straight. Up on Kimberly's corner at the stoplight. It does remind me a little bit of the Elkhart Lake racetrack, actually. Right turn, yes. There is a historical marker. The camera's never going to catch it, but this is the marker indicating Kimberly's corner. Plenty of corn stalks to run off if you get it wrong. And we'll be on County Road P for a while. Currently working on a 4.5-minute lap and we're not quite halfway. GTC speeds. Of course, it is a little tricky when there's a 35-mile-an-hour zone, so. just did. The camera may have caught it. The edge of the lake to our right. I don't know as at this point we're going to record the other lap, but this is where the original course came in. We'll just keep going straight. We've got about this distance of straight to go again before our next turn. Sure that neighborhood to our right was originally there. This house might have been, I don't know, this one up here. Now this marker ahead, we're running the bigger configuration, but this is the start finish line of the old circuit that we're about to go by. Yeah. The 1951 course, I think that said. Or 1950 rather. J in a little bit. It's around this right bend and then thank you. At the stop sign we will make a right. Marsh Turn is what it was named. Yeah, the Marsh Turn. It's at the corner of Marsh Park. And this will more or less take us into Elkhart Lake. Turn onto Lake Street when we get into town, but that'll be a mile or so. So what the deal is that the first time they ran this race, they weren't actually driving into downtown Elkhart Lake. This is the original 1951 circuit. The difference is when we get to town, we're going to proceed straight into town. If you were running the original 1951 layout, as you come into town, you would make a right onto County Road JP. Again, we're not going to take it, but this is the original turn. We will be taking the longer route that was run for 2 more years. Ted's Turn. And as you can see, we are now dumped into a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit into Elkhart Lake. It'll be like the second major road here, it appears. We'll make the right onto Lake Street. So the road basically bends into the left. It'll be where we came into town originally. No, up ahead. And make this right. And then we'll proceed straight. And then we will, now we're going through downtown Elkhart Lake. And Up at the next was a turn just called the hard left. It's right by where we just had a sandwich at Siepkin's, which is where the drivers used to hang out. And hotel rooms, bars, there's a little tavern there. We had I don't know, I was kind of surprised how reasonably priced the lunch was, but to the left there is Siepkin's Tavern, or Stop In rather, and that's where we had lunch. This is also where we cannot run the original path without breaking a few laws. So this is a turn known as the hard left because it's downhill and it's off camber, and it is in fact a pretty hard turn. Straight ahead, and the camera is just now picking it up. You can see a brick path that goes straight in front of these Oshtofs. We will have to make a left, and that's the original Elkhart Lake.